All right. Let's do this then. The bottom line, Bob's on the sport. Oh, hold on. I can't multitask. The bottom line, Bob's on the. Good Lord, with this. I'm terrible. Try it one more time. The bottom line, Bob's on Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost enables you to double your bet with no interest. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge to get started today. We're also brought to you by Bird Dog Shorts. The world's greatest shorts are hooking you up with a free Yeti style tumbler when you order over at birddogs.com/pool. That's birddogs.com/pool. And now with that, let's go to the cleared for commercial use theme song. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am C.J Sullivan, your host, the man in the box. Off to a choppy start, as always. Here, because I am the one in the box. I never know what I'm doing. We do have some eyeballs coming in. Welcome to the YouTube show, the YouTube link. I'm really multitasking down there. Come on in the comments. I'm double in the studio. I don't know what I'm doing here. It is Monday, June 12th. We're here. Big game weekend. We coming back from it's been a while since the last show. Because it is live Mondays and Wednesdays here. The Bottom Line Bombs at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, 2 Central. Hell, we'll even give a 1 o'clock Mountain Time Zone shout out since there's a big game in Denver tonight. The big party is in Denver tonight. In their corny ass Mountain Time Zone that nobody cares about. We cared about them in the 70s, a Mountain Time Zone. And then that was, that was about it. We'd put it on and say, we're solid gold listings or Love Boat. We'd say, it's 7 Mountain. Who cares about fucking Mountain Time Zone? But, all right, glad to have everyone in the comments, man. Say no, man in the box, you sir. That's what I am. And then, always fresh, never soggy cereal in the Discord. Thought the Saudis bought the show for a second because I was a little late. Yeah, I was a little late because I'm the man in the box. And I'm all for the Saudis buying the Bottom Line Bombs. It is for sale. I'll get into that. Actually, I'll probably get more into that stuff with the Live Tour on Wednesday's show. That'll be my big U.S. Open preview, which is here in Los Angeles Country Club. I don't want to waste all my golf material because I would love to do the whole show again on golf, but I got to diversify because they keep making 9/11 comments about 9/11. Talking about 9/11 is the PGA's 9/11. They can't help themselves being absolutely ridiculous, but we'll get into that. The Canadian Open, that was fun. It was actually pretty exciting. I did not have Nick Taylor, who won on a fucking 70-foot eagle putt, and then that was even funny. And Adam Hadwin got crushed by security. That was a fun video clip. I wanted to get that. I wanted to get all these. That was another thing why I'm a little late. I wanted to try to get these video clips up for you YouTubers. I have a couple coming up later. A couple, maybe not. But it's all ones you've seen before. So Adam Hadwin, so Nick Taylor wins it on a 70-foot eagle putt. Place goes nuts. The only first Canadian to win a Canadian Open like in 50 years, whatever it is. So all the Canadians swarm him. This guy pops him, soaking with champagne. The security guard comes out of nowhere. It's a linebacker and drills him. What did you do? You need security. You don't want any crazy fans, but you really thought some guy with a heckler with champagne came out? He's got champagne. He's not a madman with champagne. Do you have champagne? You have something like that? You let him through. And today is the champagne bombs. Anyway, like I said, we'll save all that stuff for Wednesday. Congratulations to Nick Taylor. We went 7-0 our last show. If you're tuning into the bombs, by the way, NBA. So stay tuned there's a reason why I need to get to these NBA and NHL bombs. One, because it's probably the last games of the year. But anything to delay having to talk about baseball. So let's go Miami and Florida. Fucking extend this thing. But we went 7-0 with the sides and props. So we'll have more of those. Hopefully we can keep some of that streak going. Also, of course, we'll do a man in the box segment. Plenty of more man in the box segment I want to talk about. A lot of movies and security. Speaking of security, there's so much I needed to get into parties and movies. Speaking of security, taking out that scary Canadian golfer Adam Hadwin for having champagne. He was let out of frustration on Hadwin. I bet that bouncer or the security guard had insane. It was right. Must have been a Fleetwood better. 4th hole playoff. I can see that, and I'd have no problem with that. If he said that, then fine, justified. I've never seen that ever on a golf celebration where security is needed for that. That's so great. Meanwhile, the WNBA team, you got fucking YouTubers yelling at Brittany Griner. Hey, do you hate America? That's amazing footage. If you saw that story, this YouTube asshole. And then yelling at Brittany Griner, pranking the videos, and then their WNBA security not as tight as the PGA guys. PGA guys have ex-Division I linebackers taking out their own players. WNBA had fucking Ronnie the limo driver from Howard Stern show poking this guy who couldn't even bully a fucking guy in a bow tie doing conservative comedy on YouTube. WNBA needs help. That's what they're rallying. Like, we need private planes. We need some. I kind of agree with them. You can't have these WNBA players out in the wild like this, because everyone knows they only make like $40,000, and then you just yell at them. You can't have people that are famous and not rich. You can't have fame and no fortune, because then you can just scream at these people. So I'm all for just giving them money, even if they're not earning it. Who cares? First of all, I'm all for being able to hit back any of these YouTubers with their prank show. That's what they love. But I'm doing a thing for YouTube. I do pranks. Great. My prank is beating the shit out of a YouTuber. Let me get my phone on. What could Brittany Griner have done that? Just turn her phone on. Here's my prank. Here's my channel. Hey, subscribers. Here's me pummeling a guy in a bow tie who thinks he's funny by yelling about Vladimir Putin. First, I don't get the whole fucking. I mean, that's how it's just right versus left, the whole against Brittany Griner thing. Oh, it was a fair trade for the merchant of debt. How are you on the side of fucking Russia? Like, how? I just don't understand. You shouldn't have committed a crime. We broke a crime law in their country. It was weed. How are you for them putting someone in jail for like 20 years for weed? How are you for that? Whatever. Read some of these comments. And then they do their job anyway. So I'm all for the WNBA getting as much money in security and beat. Actually, I'm more for just pummeling trolls and YouTube comics. Not even comics. Provocateur. I think that was his job title. A provocateur. Jesus Christ. That's UFC music. How is that UFC music? I don't understand anything. I like it though. What was the other YouTube prankster? Oh, there was that guy for that dolphin troll. That was a story. I'm spreading. I'm going all over. I'm not focusing here on my stories, obviously. But there was a guy who used to troll Chris Sims. He was a Tua fan. Tuanon. He was like QAnon, but Tua. Pretty funny. He died in a horrible motorcycle accident or something, or car wreck or something. Family, kids. And Chris Sims was like, yeah, fuck him, though. I don't feel bad. We shouldn't celebrate people who bring negativity. And even Mike Florio was like, Jesus Christ, dude. He's got kids. He just died in a wreck. Yeah, that's what they deserve, those trolls. Anyway. That's a lot of that stuff. Right. I am for some kind of punish, and I do believe sometimes all trolls should die in a wreck, but that's not the time to bring it up, Sims, maybe. Right after, while his body's still warm in the grave. Anyway, we got a great show today on the Bottom Line Bombs. We will be talking. I will be breaking down the NBA Game 5 party tonight and the NHL Stanley Cup Game 5, which is tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on when you're listening to it. I know if you're listening live on YouTube, which you should be, like the boys, then it's tomorrow. But if you're listening tomorrow, then it's tonight. We'll of course do a man in the box segment at the end. Like I said, there's a bunch of stuff to talk about and other things. But first, let me tell you about Edge Boost. This episode in particular is supported by Edge Boost. It's the world's first bet now, pay later Visa card. Edge currently offers up to $25 in betting, which can be an extremely valuable tool. Imagine what you can do with an increased bankroll. Edge Boost is not some sleazy loan shark. They charge zero interest. Do you know of a way you can access more money to place on your favorite bets without paying any interest? No, you do not. So think of Edge Boost as a lone dolphin more, a friendlier, not a shark, a dolphin who does little tricks with a beach ball, and a girl gets a little tattoo of it on its ankle. It's friendly. Until you cross it. Don't cross it. They communicate. They're creepy. Dolphins are creepy. Anyway. That's my comparison. Edge Boost can be a part of a responsible gambling plan. You can set up a limit across all your betting accounts in one place. So support SGPN and the Bottom Line Bombs. Grow your bankroll by growing to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. Sign up at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. Must be 21 years or older to use. Problem gambling. Call 1-800-GAMBLER to get a nice Kenny Rogers recorded set. Now let's get into the bombs. Jesus, God, that's a long song. Welcome back to the Bottom Line Bombs. Oh, man. And everyone on YouTube, make sure you hit the like on that YouTube button. Don't just sit there looking at it. But I love you guys in the comments. Make sure you hit a like. Especially Serial with the will the Dolphins get concussed and forget they gave us money. That's a well Tua placed Tua bit right there. I like that. We were just talking about Tua and Tuanon. R.I.P. to Tuanon. The internet troll. That is odd. A lot of people like the Dolphins. Speaking before I get to this NBA Game 5 Nuggets and Miami Heat, a lot of people like the Dolphins this year, and they might sign Dalvin Cook because that's where he wants to return home. I can't believe Tua is going to play again at all. I think he said he's learning jiu-jitsu to stop him from to fall better, to get hit better. Okay. All right. That sounds like that should work. I want to learn the beautiful art of Brazilian jiu-jitsu to soften my brain from getting slammed against the ground by a 300-pound. All right. Anyway. I don't know. Let's get into it. Game 5, because we have so much to talk about here with the Game 5, and I didn't even get into so much stuff that I have to skip over. See, that's a problem. I move around so much, I don't even get to the show what I want to talk to. So we got the line? So it's Game 5. So it's over. The series is over. Everyone says you got Denver -9 or 8.5. It's moved down to 8.5, and it's 209.5. The over, which it opened up at 219 Game 1, so it's come down 10 points. That's a pretty big adjustment. We hope it's over. I mean, I hope Miami wins for the series to go on. This also what I'm saying is what I hope, not what I'm betting. That's the argument for wanting Miami to win is it'll extend basketball or anything non-baseball related. That's good for us. But the bad side is it'll keep us continue on having to watch the Miami Heat, and I'm really done watching them. It's over with. Enough. I mean, Good Lord. And we got to hear about the Heat culture. That's what people are back in the Heat. Yeah, Heat culture. Their backs against the wall. Have their backs not been against the wall the last 2 games? Where was Heat culture in Miami? When Jokic is on the bench and I got to watch these bums shoot fucking 30%. I'm just sick of the Heat in our culture. Now Tyler Hero saying he wants to come back. Too late, Tyler. Where the hell were you game 4? 3? I mean, you've been out for fucking 2 months now with this hand. I'm not saying you're not injured, but stop teasing like you're going to come back. You've been doing this since the Celtics series. He was cleared to play. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll dress like I was going to say New Kids on the Block, but that's what Van Gundy said, right? Who is the singer? Who's the band of the singer that did fucking... Was that one hit wonder? They're like, Marilyn Manson will kick your head and don't look back. You only give what you give. Oh, that awful song. Anyway, he's dressed like that guy. It was like a video in a mall or something. Anyway, I'm sick of Tyler Hero. And now he's like, man, maybe I'll come back in tonight. And now that we're in Denver for game 5, just for the end, just to see what it's like. Dip my toe in the pool. Get the fuck out of here, Tyler Hero. We don't even want to see you. Too late. Serial's got a Denver win, and a Murray gets 10 plus assists. The cash is 500, 1900. I like that. Listen, Jamal Murray. Is it his 8.5 assists is his prop tonight, which is obviously going up since the beginning of the series. It was 5.5, then 6.5 juice. Now 8.5 is pretty premium price to pay for that. But listen, he's been doing it every game, every single game. He dominates the ball, and he has, and he's giving out dimes. That's the way it's been. So I wouldn't go against it. I like your bet there. I'm not going to take over 8.5 assists just because it's a little too high juice, but I'll root for you there, Serial. Pull it in. I think you got it. I think you got a really good chance of that. We're going to go with the over 209.5. 208.5. What is it at now? No, it's at 209.5. I'll give it out 209.5. I think it still goes over. Now, these games have been going way under, and that's because Miami is shooting like Miami. New Radicals. Thank you, Insano. Get what you give. The New Radicals. That's exactly what Tyler Hero looks like, the lead singer of the New Radicals. I need commenters to follow me around in life when I just can't think of something. Guys, what am I thinking of? Usually that's your phone. You just go to my phone. What am I thinking of? Do I like this? I don't know anything anymore. The phone tells you what restaurant you've been. You ever go walk into a restaurant? You were here 3 years ago. I was. Did I like it? No. All right. Thank you, phone. Thank you, guys. New Radicals. That's Tyler fucking Hero. Get him out of here. So yeah. Anyway, so I think it's been way low. Denver's been hitting their team total over, no problem. A little problem, but they still been hitting them. Miami's just been shooting the way Miami shoots. All playoffs they've been on fire, and then all season they were not. They shot worse. They had the worst offense in the Spurs during the regular season. So now, whatever, they're coming back, and so I do think though. Miami's been trying to slow the pace, and they have had the pace. They've slowed the pace down. That's why it's been going way under as well. But it's still not working. So I think they might try to run tonight just because why not? Who the hell cares? It's over with. And that's like the one thing they haven't tried. So I like Denver. I mean, I like the over 209.5, 208.5, whatever you can get. Pick out your best number you can get there. I mean, if I had to play a side, I would play Denver just to finish it off, but I don't like it because Miami will fight. They're going to fight. As much as we hate to watch how unskilled they are, they're going to fight. Jimmy Butler's going to fight. We all know Jimmy Butler's going to fight. So I can also see them backdooring it. I can see Denver celebrating for the last 3 minutes and Miami's doing uncontested layups. With that being said, let me give out some bombs before we get into the real story of this series. So we got the over 209.5. The bomb now. So with that over, there's a couple values I think with the props. Now, one we're going with Kyle Lowry. Speaking of guys you want to get rid of, Kyle Lowry is sometimes when he misses, it's ugly. but his point total being at 8.5 is kind of low for what he is because he doesn't start, but he plays a lot. A little too much to watch, but he gets out there like 30, 35 minutes, not that long, but 30 minutes at least over that. And they like his veteran leadership. They're going to need him for this game because, it's a closeout game. So Kyle Lowry, 8.5 points. We're going to hit that. Bob. And Gabe Vincent has been a disaster. As soon as I liked Gabe Vincent early on. Then he had bad fouls in game 3. Then he was bad. Now his numbers dipped down to 9.5. He was at 13.5, 14.5 a couple games ago. Is he hurt? Who knows? But I think Miami lets it all out tonight. I think they're just going to run and shoot and not stop. So we're going to take Gabe Vincent over 9.5 as well. So those are two good values on the Heat. Lowry and Vincent. And the over. One more over. We're going to take Denver's Porter. What's his total at? He's at 11.5 even, 10.5 minus 150. Porter's been brutal. Hilariously brutal. But last game he's got like these layups in, like he averaged 17 a game during the season. And now his total's like a 10.5 because he's been that bad. But he did score last game, so I think at home they'll let him. This is like everyone who hasn't played yet. Put your sisters, whatever. Everyone get out there. Let's get some points. So we're gonna go Porter over 10.5. So those are 4 bombs. Like I said, the recap. 3 props and the over. I don't really like a side. Series bets. So games in Miami were disappointing. A little bit. The Miami celebrities were out. Then you had the video, and then we had the story of the mascot. Conor McGregor punching out a mascot. This is one I wanted to get this video playing. Damn it. I can't find it. If you've seen the video, Conor McGregor, UFC fighter, and we'll play that UFC music. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play the audio of it at least, because there's been a long tradition. I don't know what it is with mascots. And it's just TV producers, and they think this is funny, and promotional guys. They don't think actual human beings are inside these costumes. They're styrofoam costumes. And they're like, oh, it'd be funny if an Ultimate Fighter knocked the shit out of you. What? It's a fucking 20-year-old kid in there. Or a guy fucking a family. Yeah, he wants to promote his new spray for pain relief. No one's going to be able to hear it. It's going to be great. Hold on.
So, apparently he wants some.
Bernie.
Some time on yourself, baby.
Bernie is the name of the mascot of the Miami Heat. He's just, you see him. He's this. Let's see what he's dressed as. He's dressed as like a white flame. I don't know what he looks like. He looks like Q-Bert almost with the red hair. Bernie, B-U-R-N, because it's Miami Heat. And he got Conor McGregor out there, and he just knocks his head off. And he goes, oh, there's an MC out there, like an N1 MC. He's like, oh, Bernie. Oh, he's going to be all right, guys. He says that to a crowd of 20,000 people who know he's not going to be all right. But he's just trying to manifest that into the world. Let me play this audio.
So, apparently he wants some. Mercy.
And McGregor also hits him when he's down. Why not? Throw another punch in there.
Bernie, you're going to need some time on yourself, baby.
You're going to need some time on yourself, baby. He's trying to keep it fun. No, this ain't fun. This guy went to the hospital. He went to the emergency room. What happened? Oh, I was dressed in a styrofoam fucking costume in this psychotic MMA Irish fucking mixed martial artist fighter who's been in jail He's thrown chairs at a bus with actual fighters in there. Tried to kill me. Why? Because my boss made me do it. What? These bosses. They asked Dana White, and he was like, yeah, did you see that? He goes, yeah, I saw that. Tell you what, it's not a good idea. And he's right. It's not a good idea to have mascots getting hit by fucking fighters. I don't know why these mascots want to do it. They don't, Dana. Mascots don't want to do this. But, hey, if you want this sweet job, I blame the San Diego Chicken for all this shit. Put that title on. That's that dumb fucking spray that McGregor's trying to push. It's so weird when they do live advertisement things for this, like at events like this. Like no one hears or knows what's going on. What is this? Why did Conor McGregor just kill that guy? Oh, for a spray. It's a...
There goes Bernie.
There goes Bernie. He'll be all right. Will he? Why do you think he'll be all right? Do you have any idea? No. But I'm just hoping so we don't get sued. It's amazing. There's that famous footage. This footage I have. I won't want to show for you YouTubers of Deontay Wilder. You ever seen one? Deontay Wilder? Not Deontay Wilder. He was on some Mexican ESPN show. They had some random mascot. Like, yeah, it'd be fun if he just punched him. And he almost killed this guy. Let me show you.
Puedes pegar aquí en la pancita. Aquí en la pancita. O aquí arriba. Uno. ¡Ah!
Muy bien.
Uno,
vamos a la
dos,
pausa después de ver
tres,
este gran golpe.
cuatro,
¿Estás bien, taquero?
5,
Deontay
6.
Wilder en la
Se
casa,
acabó.
señores.
Deontay
Gracias.
Wilder acaba de destrozar al taquero.
I can watch that all day. I mean, it's funny to watch, but these are fucking people in there, and then everyone laughs like, "Hey, you okay?" No, I'm not okay. You know how hard Deontay Wilder punches? What do you think I'm wearing? You can get this at goddamn Party World. This costume, it's a fucking Halloween costume. I can barely breathe in here, and I certainly can't see. And these mascots and their and the companies that own these mascots and these teams, they make, they rotate the people in there and they don't pay them anything. Some of them get paid some. Like the Denver one, because he does like tricks and shit. I just read a thing on a San Diego Chicken. The San Diego Chicken's 50 years old. That was the same guy every year because he bought the rights to like the chicken. I think that was his deal. He wasn't for a team. He wasn't like for the Padres or the Chargers. He was just for the town of San Diego. He just showed up to all the games. I guess he was like a radio like mascot to help. And then he's like, oh, let's go to the games. And they loved him. He's a chicken. He'd do bits with the beak and shit, So we love watching mascots get, because kids in particular, just pummel mascots. And I get it, they're kids. But adults say it's fine. That's the problem. Adults are like, go ahead, tug his tail, rip on his fucking feathers out. It doesn't matter. That's why there's all these viral footage. Let me see. Let me watch Wilder one more.
Puedes pegar aquí en la pancita. Aquí en la pancita. O aquí arriba. Uno. ¡Ah!
Muy bien.
Uno,
vamos a la
dos,
pausa después de ver
tres,
este gran golpe.
4,
¿Estás bien, taquero?
5,
Deontay
6.
Wilder en la
Se
casa,
acabó.
señores.
Deontay
Gracias.
Wilder acaba de destrozar al taquero.
Most humiliating thing in the world, let alone physically painful. So that's why you see all these viral videos. You ever see viral videos of like the games at halftime, and they'll show kids playing football, little peewees, and then there'll be a mascot out there. And the mascot will start like trucking these kids because they're paid. They're doing payback, like that security guard for the Canadian Open. They're doing payback for all what these kids do to them. These kids torture them. So like, fuck these kids. They got football pads on. I want to bury them dressed as a little burger. Robin Lopez hates mascots, says never saw a guy. I know. Well, that's the thing. They do tricks with them. They get in there. I guess if you have a fear of them, I mean, they're for kids. We just got to stop. Then they get crazy with the gymnastics. One of the best All right, I'll tell a quick Mascot story. I was at a preseason football game for the Eagles way back in the vet. So it was hot. It was in August. I like preseason football because there's, the stadium's half full. You can move around. You can, it's laid back. It's not cold and intense and you can't see anything. But this was a hot August day at the vet in Philly. And then at halftime, they had a mascot game between the kids and the mascots. They weren't, I don't even know if the kids were in full pads like they are now, but their kids were running around. And they had mascots out there. You had a Fanatic out there, and you had Hoops out there for the Sixers and some Eagle out there. The problem is they did like a full game, like 11 on 11. So they ran out of mascots. You had like a cell phone out there. Like, hey, I'm the T-Mobile phone, a cheeseburger from some local place. Cheesesteak from Tony Luke's, like this. They just had any costume you could think about there, and kids running around playing football. And it's hard to move around, obviously, in those mascot costumes, let alone it being hot in there. It's so hot you can't even breathe. And no one could really move. So the kids were doing pretty well. Except for there's this one mascot, the Philadelphia Phantoms, who was the minor league team for the Flyers. Their mascot was just a phantom. It was just a guy in spandex. I don't even think he had a cape. He just had the full-on thing, the Phantom, like in the comic book, full-on spandex, and he was an he was an ex-D-back or something, Division I. He was flying around the field with no restraint. Just a man. He was just a man running around, and he had cleats on. He's making cuts, and he is lighting up all of the mascots, just fucking drilling them. The mascots were terrified of this guy. Pushing some kids, sure, but he was just hitting anything he wanted to. And finally, there was this one little kid who didn't score, and they wanted him to score because he was up there. He was tiny. He was, tinier than everyone else, little Timmy, whatever. So they give the ball to Timmy, and the Fanatic clears a path for him to score. He's at the 10-yard line. Let's go! And the Fanatic's like blocking, and little Timmy's barely, shuffling around, kind of like when there's kids when they Make-A-Wish kids, when they're doing those things, sports center things for them. Everyone's clearing a pass so he can score. The sea is parting, like Moses is parting, but it's the Fanatic is Moses, and he's parting the sea, and little Timmy's about to score, and right between him and the goal line is the cheeseburger. And his cheeseburger is this big round burger, his two hands sticking out like hamburger helper almost, but this is a burger. It's got the big eyes, and he's standing between him and Timmy. And Timmy's like, ah! Timmy stopped frozen his tracks. He was a little scared. I didn't know what to do because he thought the burger's pretty big, although he can't move. Next thing you know, this Phantom, this son of a bitch Phantom, comes flying out of nowhere, like from the 30-yard line, full sprint at the burger. And he just destroys him. Goes right into his midsection, fucking shoulder roll, boom, Phantom 4.340 right at it. And the burger, who was standing straight out and face on, just flipped over like in half. Like his feet remained planted, but because he was locked in there, and the burger just flipped over so the eyes touched his toes, and you could hear it. You could hear the noise because it's halftime at a preseason football game at the vet where there's barely anybody there. And you heard the noise. Let me see if I can get a good. I can't even think of you heard I'm trying to think of it. You heard the noise. Why can I should have this in already. And dog. Smash! That's what happened. He smashed him. And then he bent over, and it was so hot in there. You could tell he threw up. It was coming out of the eyeballs. He threw it, oh! And he just rolled around in pain. And Timmy scored. Then the Phantom grabbed Timmy's hand and got him in the end zone. And we kind of cheered for that, for Timmy's score. We were happy for that, but the burger, on the other hand, he got flipped over, if you will. He was well done all over. So What we're trying to say is these mascots are human beings. Stop acting like it's okay to assault them with professionals. Let me watch.
Puedes pegar aquí en la pancita, o aquí arriba. 1.
Muy bien. Vamos a la pausa después de ver este gran golpe.
4,
Bien, taquero.
5,
Deontay
6.
Wilder en la
Se
casa,
acabó.
señores.
Deontay
Gracias.
Wilder acaba.
I can't anymore. Anyway. All right. Let me tell you about Bird Dogs first. Now, Bird Dogs it makes you look good. What are they? They're shorts. They're stretch khaki shorts designed to fit slimmer through the thigh and giving you a truly sculptured look. Bird Dog shorts do the exact same thing as Lululemon, but fit way better. They fit way better than regular shorts that are made of stiff, restricting cotton. Bird Dogs use anti-stink sweat wicking fabric that keeps you cool and dry all day long. You know what I mean? Oh, hold on. I should have read this thing beforehand. I'm giving options of what to riff on. Go to birddogs.com/pool and enter promo code pool for a free Yeti style tumbler with your order. The birddogs.com/pool for a free Yeti style tumbler. You won't want to take your Bird Dogs off. We promise you. That's a good time for the summer. It is summer here. It's June, obviously. Bird Dog shorts. You can make it a great summer. Impacted by chafing. That's the thing with shorts, and this is why I'm going to get a pair of Bird Dog shorts for sure. You could use those free range in your mascot costumes. That's for sure. Anti-chafing. The male Lululemons. I like that. I always thought Lululemon was based off the Tina Fey 30 Rock character. Wasn't her character named that or something like that? I thought it was like merch. I thought it was Tina Fey merch. That's how dumb I am. I didn't know. Maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. These are things to riff on. What activity are you planning on doing in your Bird Dogs this summer? People, see, that's the thing. You don't want to know what I'm planning to do in my mesh shorts. Are they mesh? They're khaki shorts. They're nice shorts. I don't want to ruin Bird Dogs. You ruin your basketball shorts. That's what you do. When you're growing up. Summer activities. Jesus Christ. Not to get Fast Times at Ridgemont High here, but or filthy. But anyway, let's get out of that. Anyway, that was the NBA theme song, and now we're back to hockey. So that will be a party in Denver. Denver can finally finish it off, and we don't have to hear from them again either. How we don't talk about them. You can have your dumb Denver party. Get high. That's the thing with Denver. Now that weed's legal everywhere, pretty much, we don't really have much use for you. That used to be your thing, Denver. But if we come over and bring some weed, yeah, we're cool, Denver. We got it. Now we have kind of our own dispensary now, so yeah, you and Jokic can have your fucking Serbian birthday party celebration, whatever. They'll have a good time, but it'll be kind of lame. Now Vegas, on the other hand, that's Tuesday night, Stanley Cup Game 5. This thing looks like it's about to be wrapped up as well, which is a shame. One, I have a bet for over 5.5 games for the series. I can't believe that's not going to. I thought the series was going to go 6 or 7 for sure, and it still can. Florida has a chance of winning. I don't give them a lot, but the line is what is it? It's a pretty big line. It's the biggest line of the series, as well as it should be. -165 for Vegas, +140 for Florida. 5.5, 6 is the totals, depending on what you look at. You could do Vegas 110 in regulation, 330 to go OT. See, now here's the thing. Oh, I got to switch to banners. Hold on. I'm so bad with the. There we go. Florida, Las Vegas. Look at these banners I made. All right. So my series, but the one series bomb we are going to hopefully hit. I don't want to jinx it. Is Marchessault to win Conn Smythe, which is Canadian talk for MVP, Conn Smythe. Like I said, all their awards are named after old prime ministers and viceroys and shit. So we have Marchessault to win the Conn Smythe. We gave him out at 9-1 before the series started. He is now minus 500. So that's good closing line value, as the kids say, the degenerate kids say. So I like that. Obviously, we're going to hit that. Hopefully. I don't want to jinx it. The only way that can miss, I think, is if Florida comes back and wins the series. And if that's the case, it's going to be probably Tkachuk that wins it. Or Bobrovsky, I guess. He could go nuts. That's probably their best way of winning is Bobrovsky. But Tkachuk, man, he really came. But Tkachuk's hurt. So that's why this series is going to end. This series is going to end in Vegas tomorrow night. And it's going to be a Vegas party. Tkachuk's hurt, although they'll never tell you what kind of hockey never tells you what kind of injuries it is. It's always like lower body, right body, upper body. What are you designing a player in like a Nintendo game or something? Lower body. Well, what specific? Don't you worry about it. That's great. So he'll play. He almost fucking tied that game up. He almost tied game 4 up again at the last second. He had the puck on his stick with 1.5 seconds to go, and he couldn't get it up over the pad. Amazing. He really is amazing. But we're going to lose the over 5.5 if Vegas wins, which they might. One more chance to get a game in double overtime. 7-1. We gave that bomb out. That closed off at 3.5-1. So we're going to root for that. So here's the deal. We've predicted the series pretty much, although I thought Florida was going to tie it up. Florida went to Vegas. They came out having fun that Saturday night, but didn't have a winning night, but they started out good. They felt good about themselves. Then game 2 happens. That's Monday. That's when it's time to get out of there. That's when you hate Vegas. That's when you're leaving Vegas. Like we said, that flight home from Vegas after Vegas is the worst. Flight to Vegas, great. Flight back from Vegas, the worst. That's when you're like, oh God, just turn this plane into the New York casino, huh? Let's relive 9/11. You know, the PGA will like it. Then you come home and you're on guard. We hit that game. We hit Florida game 3 and the under and both unders because you're on guard when you get back from Vegas. You think every woman's a prostitute. You think everyone's trying to steal from you, because you're just in the most criminal city in the world. And that's exactly what happened. Both unders, although Vegas won game 5. Now we're going to game 5. This is when you return to Vegas for one night. This is what Florida's doing. This is where Florida thinks they have a game plan. So, you go to Vegas the first time and you get soaked. If you don't have experience, you don't know how to travel to Vegas. Vegas will get you. And it does. It can get you every time. But now you think you have experience and you really don't. So Florida's going there like, okay, we're going to hit the tables or we're going to hit and run, We're going to smash and grab. We're going to go there. We're going to go there with a fucking, a purpose to get in, get out. We're not going to fall for any of the traps. Next thing you know, you fall for the traps. But that being said, so we're not going to take Florida to win the game. Although it's an elimination game. We are going to take the under. We're going to take the under 6, Florida, Vegas. Even though the games in Vegas have gone way over. I just think an elimination game, but Rossi's got his rhythm back. I think it's going to be tight. But the first period, Florida's going to come out hot. Florida's the guy going to Vegas for the second time, thinking they got a game plan. They're going to hit blackjack, and as soon as they're up, they don't even care if the shoe's empty. They're taking off. They're hitting another table. So with that being said, Florida to score in the first 10 minutes, plus 180. We're giving that bomb out. Also, over half a goal in the first period is minus 150 Florida, just in general. So it's 2 bombs, same exact play, basically, but once early on. You can also do goal in the first 4 minutes. First 10 minutes, minus 140 for either team. Vegas usually comes out on fire because of that laser light show and all that. But that's a little too much. We're going to stick with Florida. That's the theme. The Florida guy visiting. So over and a half. With that being said, we're also going to give a couple Florida props of shooting props because they're going to let it all out. It's their last game. It's their last game of the year. This is what's going to happen. They're going to come out in the first period. They're going to be ready. They're going to have their game plan. But then Vegas is going to be Vegas. Next thing you know, you're playing roulette. You don't know what's going on in roulette, but you're just trying to get your money back. I can just do red, black. There's 4 reds in a row. A black's got to tear it up. That's the system. That's not a system. That's coin flipping. We all know that. Just because it went 5 red in a row doesn't mean it has to go 5 black in a row. That's not how things work. So then, fuck it. Hit the ATM. Tomorrow doesn't exist. Let's get a front. Let's get a Craig Carton size a front, and then we're gonna unload. So we're gonna go. With that being said, I got 2 Panthers over shot props. We're gonna give. We're not gonna do goals but we do think they're gonna unload shots. Barkov 2.5 shots is -135. We're gonna bomb that. He had 7 shots last game. Now granted his shots at home are way better than it is on the road, but like I said, elimination game, run load. He still does fine on the road. He still had like 3 shots a piece the first couple games. It's just not as prolific as he is at home. So 2.5, pay a little juice for that. That's all right. Sam Bennett, he's been averaging over 5 shots a game. Last game he only had 1. So now it's back to 3.5 over +115 for Sam Bennett. We're gonna go back to him because he's been doing everything but scoring this series, and he had a bad game last game, so I think he's gonna bounce back. I think you got a good little bit buy low here a little bit at the plus money because before this was negative money. So now we're going to +115. Sam Bennett over 3.5 shots. Bomb it. So that's 2 props, 2 Panther props, 2 Florida player props, 2 Florida Panther props. And we're going to sprinkle someone overtime +330. I think this game's going OT, baby. And I say that only because I hope it is. I hope it goes overtime. I hope it can go to double overtime to get that 7-1 prop. I think it's going to be a tight game because you think you're going to do it, and I think Vegas does pull it out eventually. But at -170, 65, I have no interest in playing Vegas on the money line. You can do them in regulation -110 if you're feeling frisky. I don't know. I think it's going to be a tight game. Vegas is focused. They're going to win. Even if they don't win this game, if Florida does fight back, which they can, Vegas will finish them off. They'll even finish them off in game 6. But like I said, I'd be surprised if it happens. I'm rooting for it, though. Let's keep it up. Yeah, me and you both, Serial. You had a parlay the other night. Florida first goal and score in the first period. It hit. I had it with the over. Should have been a lot. All right. So with that being said, those are should I do the recap? See, I do the recap just so if they happen to go undefeated like they did last show when they went 7-0, I can make a video real quick when it's all in the same place. I don't have to go editing through it. It's not even for the listeners. It's for me, really. Pardon me as I cough. As I show you secrets behind the, but let's go into the box instead. Let's get into the box. The recap is we're going over NBA, under NHL, and all the props. You got it. You got the pro. I'll just do it real quick. Over 2.8.5 or 2.9.5. Whatever you get for Denver. Bomb it. Vincent over 9.5. Lowry over 8.5. And what was the other one? Porter over 10.5. 3 bombs. 3 heat bombs. My theme here, obviously, is I like Denver and Vegas to win. But my theme is the losing team just laying it all out and fucking throwing it out there. Because then I do Florida. I like the under 6. Bomb that. Sprinkle some overtime, 330. Plus 330. And Florida to score first 10 minutes, plus 180. And to score 1 goal in the first period, minus 150. Bomb it. And Barkov over 2.5 shots, Sam Bennett. All right, now we're into the box. Let me play that again. So much to talk about. And thank you for everyone who did join us in here for the YouTube. Like I said, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to both. I got my Uncle Kevin. Send him a link. Shout out to Uncle Kevin, the Hartford bookie. I have no idea if he hit subscribe. I sent him a YouTube link. I don't even know he knows what to deal with it. But that's what he does. He watches Fox News and YouTube. He'll watch live footage of the Venice boardwalk and look at all the filth and homeless crime going on. And like, I can't believe you live there. I mean, I don't live there. I live adjacent or live around. I live in Los Angeles, but not that it's better where I live. But anyway, so much to talk about. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I called out Boston Capper for his tweet jinxing my 100-1 McCarthy golf bet. And I hate those people that say, well, congratulations, you won. But he was being sarcastic for himself. I have another one I have to call out, and that is our own Colby D, Picks Dundee. My man, my guy who did the XFL show with him. He does the college experience. You should subscribe to all his shows. Picks Dundee. The college experience, everything, USFL, everything he does. He does a ton of shit for this network. But I have a bone to pick with him because that night I had Oral Roberts baseball. They won the series. They're going to the finals. Good. I like Oral Roberts, but I had him versus Oregon where they lost. They were up 8-0, and then they lost 9-8. I guess it was happening. I was watching some of it, and I was watching the comeback. And that's some of the worst shit when you're watching a comeback and you just feel like, oh, they're going to blow this. I had to turn it off because I can't even watch this. They're going to lose. It's guaranteed they lose. Everyone loves Oral. That is the saying. And so I turned it off and I didn't even think twice about it. I'm like, oh, they lost. They're going to lose. And then I see a tweet later on by Picks Dundee that says, Oral Roberts, exclamation point. You know, Twitter, like the way they come in your timeline now, it's not all like, oh, this is happening right now. You'll see a tweet like from 12 hours ago. So I'm like, oh, he must have tweeted this before the game started or during the middle of the game, whatever. Then I checked. I'm like, no, this is after the game. Because this was the next day I looked at it. I did the time crunch. I'm like, oh, this is the next game. This is after the game. Or he must have been watching or something. Or he did it sarcastically. Either way, it slow rolled me into thinking, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe did Oral Roberts come back and win in extra innings or something? No, they lost. This motherfucker slow rolled me again. You can't tweet shit out like that before it's over. You can't tweet before it's over. That's rule number one. You can't, even if it's ironic, you can't fucking double jinx it, reverse jinx it, ironic jinx it, congratulate it, whatever. Wait till the results are in. As I say that, congratulations, Denver Nuggets in Las Vegas, Golden Knights for winning a championship that you have to win. It is rule number one for being a mush. You just can't do it. So I lost twice in that game. One, watching it, turning it off before it finished because I'm like, they're going to lose. And then Dundee fucking got me. I was upset. Anyway. What else did I want to talk about? There was the mentioned the party and the difference between the parties in Vegas and Denver, by the way. I'm supposed to be angry. I am angry in the box. The troll thing I was going to talk about, the Oral Roberts, the tennis. Did you see the tennis? Speaking of contact, French Open, Djokovic wins the French Open. Did you see that the doubles couple, the women doubles got kicked out of the game because she hit a ball out of anger, but it wasn't even nice. She tapped it and it hit a ball girl and she started crying. So they they disqualified them. The girl was like 12. She was just crying because everyone's looking at her. And the other teams, our opponents are like, did you see this? Or like pointing out, kick them out. And it worked. What a fucking sport that is. Bunch of Karens out there. Karen Capriati's out there playing ladies tennis. Anyway, what did I want to I wanted to get into something. I saw last night I watched. No, it was weird last night on Sunday because there was no games last night. That's why it was a scary it becomes a scary world when you realize basketball and hockey's winding down and we're going to have this 2 months of baseball before football starts. You're like, ooh, these are tough times. This is talk to your family times, you know. No one wants that. Or you got to watch shows, and the shows are over. No, of course you wouldn't see that in the men's world. Although the men's world, it's barely any different. Cereal Bowl with the French with that tennis. I mean, you're a fucking ball girl. You're a ball boy. Getting hit by a ball is part of it, I would think. You shake it off. Meanwhile, if you put a stupid chicken costume on her, it'd been fine. You could have let Ronda Rousey kick her in the fucking head. They would have kept the tennis match going. But if she doesn't have a costume on, she gets hit by a tennis ball. That's it. Everyone's disqualified. That's abuse. Put a mascot on her then. All the ball boys and ball girls should have mascots on them. That way you can just pummel them with 150-mile-an-hour serves, according to their logic. Anyway, but the part scary. So I did catch the thing on HBO about Craig Carton and Boomer Esiason. It's fine, whatever. I don't want to complain about it. Craig Carton and Boomer Esiason, a radio show on WFAN in New York. They were number one for a while, and Craig Carton went to jail, federal offense for stealing money to gamble with it. So I like the degenerate side. It was an interesting story. You know, he's a sicko gambler, aren't we all though? Boomer Esiason was always a stiff to me, always a stiff. So that was kind of a funny. That was the one funny segment of the show. I thought what I find funny, at least. So Craig Carton, he's now the redemption part. He's like going to therapy. He's trying to figure out why he was like, why he's chasing his dream, blah blah blah. Chasing the sickness of being a sick gambler and successful, all the stuff, And he breaks it down to, I guess he was molested as a kid at some summer camp thing. He tells a story, and he's opening up about this thing. That's not the funny part, but the funny part related to it is Boomer Esiason's notes about it, who does the radio show with. Boomer Esiason goes, yeah, you know what? When I look back after hearing that during the Sandusky story, he was really upset about it. Craig Carton would go to the mat every day, and he was against the Jerry Sandusky. And now that I look back, I'm like, now it makes sense. He was also molested as a child. So I guess it really hit home. How about, okay, Boomer. How about, or that's just a normal reaction to the Sandusky story, how everyone should have. You don't have to be molested in order to empathize with a molestee. Is that a t-shirt? Should I get that printed up at the merch store? You don't have to be molested to be empathize with the molestee. The molestee in the box. I'm a molestee in the box. Man, this show is really getting off the rails now. What am I talking about? That was a part that made me laugh, and now I can't stop saying the M word, for God's sakes. Yeah, let's get those in the new that'd be actually, you know what? I'm sure that's a good point, Insano. Get the new shorts, molester in the shorts, but I'm sure Bird Dog. Listen, Bird Dog, the new sponsor, Bird Dog shorts. I'm sure this probably would not be company approved, but that's a partnership you can get involved in. A lot of. I don't know if they want it. It's an untapped market, the molester market with shorts. So I don't know. I'll throw it by the higher ups and see what they want to see if they want to talk about it. But Boomer, oh man, no, it makes sense. It makes sense that he was against that. Yeah, it sure does. So anyway, Wednesday will be the U.S. Open talk. I was going to get to the Flamin' Hot Cheeto movie, but I'll wait on Wednesday for that. Just because now I'm into molesting. I can't segue. See, that's the problem when you start talking about molesters. You can't say, okay, on to the next subject, because then that gets a dirty stain. So I want to talk about the Flamin' Hot Cheeto movie in the box on Wednesday, along with my U.S. Open preview and my other LIV golf tour. I have so much more golf stuff to get into. Yeah, I know. Let's think of bottom line thoughts. Let's think of good ideas to combine these Bird Dog shorts and molester merchandise. Serial says just a big stop sign on the crotch and no molesting in the back. No more molesting. This is a molest-free zone. I'm wearing the shorts. Just like Saudi Arabia told the PGA, no more 9/11s. That we're going to nip that in the bud. This is a sports gambling show, apparently. Now I feel like I'm Craig Card. That was another thing with the Craig Card thing. Like, he would just say the wackiest shit. And like, listen, I'm not disparaging Craig Card. He's a talent, for sure. But it's still sports talk radio. They talk fucking wild stuff. Like, I mean, you're talking to these sports talk fans. Like, it's not the hardest thing in the world. But it's crazy. You don't know what he's going to say. Nah, not next to Boomer Esiason. Because Boomer Esiason's like, what? What are you doing? You can't talk like that. I've never, with my 6 kids. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'll talk about that on Monday. But I can't. Again, for the fans, I'm not laughing at at the fact of molestation or molesters. I mean, I am a little bit, especially when it comes to merchandising. The molester in the box, not molester in the box, molestee in the box. Sorry, Jesus. Don't want to disparage myself. Luckily, I didn't have this show during the Sandusky time. Man, that would be all I talked about. I kind of missed that story. Not that it happened, but it was amazing headlines every day. I mean, there was a new one every day. A new kid would come out, new story, and every story was just insanely creepy. And then they let him, remember when they let him, they let Sandusky go, he got interviewed, like Bob Costas interviewed him or something, like on a morning, on like the Today Show. During the trial, before the trial, because usually the lawyers are like, do not talk to the press. Obviously, you have a fucking court case going on. All you can do is incriminate yourself. But Sandusky's lawyer was just like, fuck it. You're going to jail forever. Who cares? Say whatever you want. Go out there and talk. Who cares? No one is siding for you. This is indefensible. And he did. He went out there. The lawyer, they all talked. It was amazing. He said, he said, I remember what he said. He thought it was just horse. That was his one defense. That it was just horseplay. Sandusky. The kids saw it was just a bunch of horseplay. What? Horseplay? No, that was man play, Jerry. You did man play on a child. That's not what horses do. Matter of fact, we would rather if you fucked a horse, Jerry. The public would be fine if you had sex with a horse rather than what you did to a boy. Because if you're trying to if you have sex with a horse, at least a horse is letting you, Horse. You can't rape a horse is what I'm trying to say. If a horse didn't want you to fuck it would let you know. It would kick you 20 feet back. What? Where am I going with this show? And Sano says it comes in the shorts come in Penn State Navy or Priest Black. Oh man, this slap coming. It's amazing. We gotta get off this too. Everyone, we gotta stop talking about this thing. Priest Black. No one, you notice how people say, and I get that. That's the common thing with molesting jokes is priests, and they do. Priests do molest boys. Growing up as an altar boy, I know that. But no one throws teachers in there. I gotta end the show. But like these women teachers, they're fucking these boys all the time. But no one cares about that. They just high five the kids like, holy shit, you fucked your teacher? That's amazing. So technically that's pedophilia, but we don't really believe it, as a society. Like, this hot teacher had sex with a compromised kid. Because it's always the parents that bring them in, and the kids are like, I kind of liked it. It's like saying alcoholics are a disease. We don't really believe alcoholism is a disease. We say it, but we don't believe it because it's too fun. And the way ESPN doesn't believe hockey's a sport. That's why they put the games on at midnight. Anyway, that's what's going to do it. I gotta get out of this show. I don't know what is going on anymore. That's definitely the petty molesty in the box. But thank you, everybody who joined us today live on YouTube, especially in the comments, especially in Say No Cereal. They were lighting it up all day. Like and subscribe to everything. Like and subscribe to the podcast and give it 5 stars and a review. As many stars you want, I don't care. But leave a review. And as a matter of fact, if you leave a review, tweet it at me. My handle's down there, screenshot or something like that. I was going to give out a Man in a Box t-shirt as a prize to a review. When did I select? But if I can get Molestey in the box or the Molestey shorts in the merch store, you might get a free pair of those. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah, follow me up on the handle. Subscribe to my other show with Sean Flannery, the Blackout Diaries. It's a drinking story show if you want more of me talking funny stuff. It's pretty fun. Other than that, that's it. Yeah, I'll be back here Wednesday for the U.S. Open preview show in LIV 9/11 talk. It's going to get worse than today. I don't know how it can, but it did. Yes, you're absolutely free for the show. So that's it. Goodbye. Keep playing that.